Amanda with BulbAmerica.com. In this video, we're going to talk about PAR30s. PAR30s are the most commonly used after the PAR38, most commonly used in home and commercial applications. So the difference between a PAR38 and a PAR30 is, of course, the diameter of the bulb. PAR38 has a 4.75-inch diameter and a PAR30 has a 3.75-inch diameter. So the way that you can figure that out is just by measuring the face of the bulb, and for a PAR30, you'll get a measurement of 3.75. You multiply that by 8, and you have PAR30. So there's two styles available for the PAR30. We have a long neck and a short neck. So over here, these are two long neck styles. Now you'll notice that these actually come in two different versions. So the more common version is a Ushio, which has sort of a more like a cone shape, and it's kind of a shorter neck. But then you notice that this version made by Osram has a much more narrow and skinny type of neck, and this will actually fit in every PAR can. This one has a problem of sometimes not fitting in every type of PAR can. But your solution, if that does happen to you, is just to switch over to the Osram, which will fit. So then also, one thing to remember about the Osram is they used to make it with a ceramic housing support, and it looks like this. So you'll notice that there's no longer the ceramic housing support, but even on the package, you'll notice that there's actually a picture of the ceramic housing support. However, they don't make it like this anymore, simply because they've improved the technology of the bulb, so they don't really need the support any longer. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. Now also, if you look at the face of the bulb, we have two flood bulbs here, and then we have two of the spot bulbs here. So the two spots, you'll notice this is more of a clear finish. This has a frosted finish, so that's what you'll see available for the spot beam angle, and then for the flood, it'll have a more of a dotted lens. And that's how you can tell the difference between the two. So then also we have the same type of bulbs available in the LED style. So the LEDs, you'll notice we have also short neck and long neck. And then we also have the different versions of the long neck. Once again, we have a more skinny version, which will fit in all types of PAR cans. And then we have the wider, sort of more cone-shaped version, which doesn't necessarily fit in every single PAR can. So of course your solution, just switch over to the skinnier one if it doesn't fit. Then if you look again at the face of the bulbs, then you'll notice some of them have just a single LED chip, and some of them have multiple LED chips. But this doesn't determine the brightness or the power that your bulb is going to shine. What determines that is actually the lumens. So what you want to look for first is the lumens, and then once you have the type of lumens that you need, then you can look at the color temperature and the beam angle. And these are also available in different beam angles. So one thing I want to mention about beam angles when it comes to PAR30s is beam angles, if you look on the package, it'll usually say SP or FL. SP stands for spot, FL stands for flood. It won't necessarily say SP 10 degrees. Sometimes it will. Sometimes it'll specifically say the degree of the beam angle, but it depends on the manufacturer. So sometimes you'll see that a Philips has a 15-degree spot, and sometimes maybe a GE will have a 10-degree spot. Same thing with the flood. You'll notice maybe Ushio might label their box flood 50 degree, Osram might label their box flood 40 degree. Just depends on the manufacturer, but more generally you'll look for a spot or a flood. And also, I want to introduce or just show you something new that was introduced by Philips, is the CFL. This is a compact fluorescent bulb. Now, this actually doesn't come in a long neck or a short neck version. It just comes in only one style. It's more of a long neck version. So this is actually available in either a BR30 or a PAR style. So the PAR style is a little bit more expensive. It's a more of a heavy duty, and that's just because of the material that it's made with. And the BR30, which is what I'm holding, is a more lightweight, lighter duty material. And this has a more of a bulging style, whereas the PAR, it'll look more like this one, have a more flat style. So, also, one more thing to mention is the wattage and the voltage. It's very important to understand what type of wattage that you need. The PAR30s come in a variety of different wattages, so once you determine the wattage that you need, you can't really go higher in wattage when it comes to placing or using the bulb inside of the PAR can. If you need to use a higher voltage, that's okay. You can go, if you have, let's say, a 120 volt fixture, you can also use a 130 volt fixture. This will actually help those who have the problem of electrical shortages. So if you find that your fixtures or your bulbs short out a lot, maybe you want to switch to a 130 volt, and that'll help you to better utilize your energy output. Then also, one last thing to mention is the long neck and the short neck are not interchangeable. If you use a short neck, if you try to use a short neck in a long neck or a long can, then it's not going to fit. And the same thing with a long neck, using it in a short can. It will fit, however, it will stick out and it just won't really look right. So that's the PAR30 family, and if you need any more information or any further explanation, you can always visit www.BulbAmerica.com, or you can call us at 1-888-505-2111. Thanks for watching.